Hi, it's Jane with Scraptasticyarns. I thought I would show you a common mistake that a lot of people make when they're first learning to put afghans together with squares. Now, this afghan was one that was donated, and it was only the flowers on the inside. I had to add the outside rose, and what I'm going to show you is one of the problems with this. You can see here where she has tied her knot for the square, but she didn't leave enough to really weave in, so I have to find a way to fix it so that I can weave that in there and hide that tail. One of the things I suggest to everyone when they are making this is to leave a long tail so that you can weave it in several times. This could very easily, with the longer tail, be woven in under those stitches, up and then back up, and then split tight again if that's the way you do it. The way that I normally do it is I leave a good 6-inch tail so that I can weave that in and out, probably 3 to 4 times, so that it hides very well into the project itself. So I have quite a few little spots like this one here that has the tail out. Now I have washed it. You can see there's one with the purple flower, so I'll be going along to fix this in just a little bit. One of the other things that happens is, and while this is a beautiful small baby afghan, like crib size, when she finished with her blocks, she had one block on one corner that was extremely wavy and large, and that's this one. So much so that it was so wavy on these, and I think you can see where I've corrected it by, with the wavy ends here, by actually crocheting 2 double crochets together along several rows to bring it in to where it's a little more even around the edges. That's a trick that you can do with these kind of things, because the only other thing for me would have been to take the afghan completely apart, square by square, and I was not going to do that. And then to block the squares. If you block your squares before you start sewing them together or crocheting them together, your afghan goes together much better. And one of the easiest ways to block it is to just get one of those, small mats that you see in the kindergarten, the puzzle pieces where they can be put together. I've seen them at Walmart for as cheap as like $9 for 4 big mats. And then just use T-pins that you can get, and I believe Walmart has T-pins too. And you just place it, and you can, most of them have a grid on one side so that you can determine the size of your block. Now, a lot of people, the way that they block theirs is to actually put them down, several of them, like 2 to 3 at a time, and this is what I do many times. Pin them in place the way that I want them to be, and some of those are larger than the others. The larger ones, you kind of have to move on. They're a little bit smaller. They can be stretched a little bit. Acrylic yarn does stretch a little. But mostly, if you will either use just plain spray bottle with water, spray it on there, get them the size you want, let them dry overnight, then you can sew them together, and your afghan will look much better, and you won't have those kind of wavy sides. So that's just a little trick, little tip for you. And like I said, this is a gorgeous little afghan, but I've got to now figure out how to weave in some of those ends so they're hidden a little better. And I do have a friend that tells me what she does is she weaves it a couple of ways, and then she takes it through one of the stitch, splits the yarn, if it's 4-ply, 2-ply, ties another knot, then weaves those in, but she uses a nice big long tail too. Longer tails are your friends. Really, they are. So that's it for this. Little tips and tricks on dealing with some afghans when you're putting them together and weaving in the ends. And also remember, blocking is your friend. It can hide a lot of errors. So don't be afraid to block items before you start putting them together. All right, that's it, everybody. Have a great day. And remember, be kind to one another.